Hello everyone. So about 3 months ago I started feeling pretty burnt out and made the extremely stupid decision to just push through it. It'll be fine. So here we are 3 months later with about a month's worth of progress. So after pushing myself for about 2 months, I decided to finally take a break, kind of recuperate. So I ended up going to a Pokemon International Championship and competing there. I then ended up doing Pokemon animations. Basically, I went on a Pokemon holiday. But I'm back. So the first thing I want to talk about today is the new armors in the game. Currently, we've got 2 new sets. One of which isn't fully complete yet, and the other one is mostly complete despite a few rigging issues. These 2 sets are the leather armor, which you'll get about the first mission of the game, and the pillar armor, which is quite a important piece of armor in the game. You don't unlock it until later in the main story, but a lot of main characters are wearing variations of this armor, so it was good to get it out of the way now so I can start putting cutscenes in. The pillar armor is still being textured. It's not fully complete yet, but I do have a working version of it in game right now, just so I could show it off in this video. So far I'm quite happy with it. There's a few things I want to change on it, but I'll probably get into that in another devlog. The leather armor is one that I really wanted in the game, and I'm quite glad how it came out. The leather armor was done by Priscilla, who is a very talented modeler, and the pillars armor was done by Tortuga and then had a few fixes by Priscilla. Both armors were textured by me, which is why the textures don't look that good. Both of these armors were inspired by different pieces of media that some people might be able to guess, especially the leather armor. But this is all the first step to making the game feel a bit more unique. You might also notice an update to Everon. This update is the new Ivy. Yep, I redid the Ivy again. This is Everon 3.0 now. This Ivy uses a procedural system, which is a bit easier to use than the other way I was doing it, which was using just Ivy meshes. This also allows me to have Ivy not only growing up the walls, but also hanging off of roofs and coming off of cliffs. It also allows the Ivy to hang from roof to roof, but I need to figure out a way to add physics to these so that they actually swing in the wind. This all brings back the forest feel that the old Everon had, and it's something I feel has been missing since I redid Everon, as after all this is a forest village. This Ivy also just performs a lot better, and also especially looks better at night. It gives the game a bit more of a vibrant feel that I quite like, and it's a bit more saturated than the old one. It's leaning more towards stylized, but I don't mind that as long as it looks cool. Over on the other side of the ring, I've started work on the main city. This large area is going to be slowly built up over time to resemble a city very similar to a British city, with buildings being packed together and towering over each other. Across the river in the main city is a forest area. This is going to be covered with small huts and a nice little campsite maybe, and it all overlooks the edge of the ring. This main city is something I'm going to be working on throughout the next year, and hopefully it comes out looking good as it's one of the 2 main hubs in the game. Around the map there's also a few other block out areas that I've slowly been building up ideas on, and I'll be implementing them sometime in the next few months. Moving on to the characters and the story, I've switched my approach to making cutscenes a little bit. In the past, I wanted every cutscene to be kind of like Halo, where you're just watching a film for all the cutscenes. But over time, I realized it might be better to bring a more Witcher-like style, where you choose your own dialogue, and the only cutscenes that are more film-like are the real pivotal moments. So this is what I've decided to focus on now, kind of putting more emphasis on those big moments, making them fully animated, and everything else is more of a pick your own dialogue, so you can make Jake react how you want him to react. Some of these pivotal moments are already being blocked out. For example, the opening fight of the game is currently being blocked out by NotL. He's helping me with the 2D previs of the fight before I translate it into a 3D animation. The only problem with this approach is I didn't expect him to do such a good job, so I've now got to somehow live up to what he's done. This is combined with Ige, who has been just smashing it out the park and has recently created yet another soundtrack for the game, this time for Jake. I've also added some small adjustments to the player, including improved eye glow, hair physics, and a refined sheath and unsheath animation, which now places your sword on your back. The last thing I touched on the character was the ability system, more importantly the ultimate ability. I've added the base of the ultimate ability, which is supposed to give you a significant advantage over an opponent for a short period of time. Currently, it just creates a barrier, but over time, it'll create something a bit more interesting. I just need to figure out what. I also plan to expand this ability so that you can combat other enemies' ultimate abilities with your own, kind of clashing the two. I think a lot of people can probably figure out what this was inspired by. To finish things off, Priscilla has been working extremely hard on the new enemy for the game, which is called the Kobold. It's a very common creature that is frequently spotted hiding in the tree line, waiting for an unsuspecting prey to walk down the path near them. They are also found deep in caves, as due to their low intelligence, they get lost and can't find their way out. These are usually only dangerous when in groups of 3 or 4. And that's everything I've done so far. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry it's been such a long wait between devlogs, but I really appreciate your understanding and your patience. I'd like to thank my Patreons, Russell J, Beckett Porter, and Simon Bengston. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of those names. If you want sneak peeks on the game or just want to support it and help us get new stuff quicker, then go over to the Patreon and support. It's a pretty low price and you get some cool stuff. Or if you just want to chat about the game and give ideas, then come over to the Discord. I'm always happy to chat with people. You also might sometimes get some cheeky sneak peeks there because I just can't help myself sometimes. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Bye.